Our orchard. We planted it about 2 years ago, so it's not real mature, but it's getting there. Some of the trees are about 3 years old, but last year we just maybe had one or two pieces of fruit on each tree. But this year they're producing exponentially. Here we have a clementine, more clementines right there. So we're doing pretty good. There's even a small one there up here too. I don't know if the camera's focusing in well, but clementines there. This tree is kind of a dud. We're going to replace it. It's an orange tree, just never really did anything. So then walking over here, this is the same type of orange tree, planted at the same time. And here, you can see we actually have oranges. Last year there was a single orange hanging down on a single branch like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, but this year seemed to be doing a lot better. So even in there, I don't know if you can see it, but lots of oranges there. Over here, lemons. This is kind of a late bloomer, but you can see like right there at the base of these, you can see the little green balls, and those are lemons, and they're scattered throughout the tree. Last year we did pretty good. We got about 10 lemons. I expect to get more than that this year. Over here is pomegranates, and you can see that they're down here looking pretty good, maturing. There's some brand new ones down there, some more down in there, up here. So pretty good yield on the pomegranate. Just kind of turns into a bush. Now the idea is to have this orchard, all the canopies kind of connecting over the top and make a shady spot. And Arizona shade is as important as fruit. So here's a plum tree, and you can see up here we have one that's actually turning red. We've got a few more. Last year we had a single plum, and the birds got it before we were able to do anything with it, but a lot more this year. So we need to put bird netting on that. This is our apple trees, and these are Anna apples. They grow pretty well in Arizona. Here's some Anna apples, pretty good. And then over here is some more. These are Anna apples as well. You can see them. This tree was a replant. The one that was here didn't do so well, so we planted this one last year. So not too bad for the first year of production. And then over here are Dorsets, and those are ripening up real well up here. Not a ton, but next year we'll get significantly more, but that's what we have on that Dorset. Now this one is our high yield. This one here is just non-stop. So we have a ton of apples here, over here, down here. So we have lots. Now the Dorsets and the Annas, they cross-pollinate each other. So they do really well if they're planted beside each other. So that's why we did a Dorset here, an Anna, and an Anna. And then the cross-pollination thing happens over here. So this is our beehive. And you can see they're all busy doing their thing. And we transplanted a hive a while back, well, about 2 years back. It was a swarm we put in here, and the swarm turned out to be Africanized. So I learned how to do beekeeping on a killer beehive. So these, I can get really close. I never could have done this with the other hive. And we have this hive right in front of this tree, this big cottonwood, because this is west. So the sun comes down this way and really beams across the yard. So this tree provides shelter for that beehive, and also keeps the rain off. And it's a pretty good spot. And from the front of the beehive, looking down, it's right down the middle of our orchard. So all the trees get pollinated really well. And then the garden is about 100 feet away. So that's the orchard. It's getting there, and I'll keep you up to date as things grow, and probably won't do it again until next year. But this is where we're at right now, about 2 to 3 years. So not too bad. You can actually sustain yourself on fruit. So you get a couple of these trees. We'd also like to get a couple of nut trees. Almonds and pecans do really well out here, so that's what we're hoping to do. And in the back you can see the chicken coop and the workshop and the stables where we just processed 2 pigs. We had goats. We were milking them for a while, and the kids' play structure, so they have everything they need in the yard. Fence all the way around we had to put in when we first got here because there was no fence, and the dogs and the coyotes were just ripping our chickens apart. So we put that fence in and have 2 electric gates in there to help. So that's kind of it. That's where we're at.